What is a bias in the end? A bias, whether it is cultural or individual, is something that reduces our potential because it doesn't allow us to be ourselves. If there's less of a bias of society, then you're freer to work with your own self. Throughout what I've seen from different cultures, different contexts, is there are lots of biases that need to be confronted. Women still are majorly undervalued in society.
There's unconscious bias that we all suffer from and that we all experience in thinking about women and their authority.
I have been intimidated over the years by the bias towards women. I have a background in sales and business development, which has been largely a male-dominated space, and it's been incredibly encouraging for me as I've grown and seen other women grow around me to change the stereotype.
It can be challenging at times being a female in sustainability. The industry is dominated by women.
But it's interesting, I think, that although there are a lot of women broadly working in sustainability, there aren't as many in those senior level roles.
We need to champion women, not just near the top, but actually all the way through. The glass ceiling isn't just at the top when you get there. You know, it's throughout your career.
I was very lucky to have a lot of quite strong women around me at different stages of my career, which gave me an opportunity to just think, okay, actually I can do this.
I'm passionate about the fact that I've been a woman in science for 30 years, where many of my contemporaries haven't stayed the course or not been able to. So I often look at myself and feel really proud that I'm still a woman doing science.
I started off my career in a couple of very male-dominated industries, and it took me quite a long time actually to learn how to be myself at work and to feel comfortable being true to myself in the workplace.
As a society, we cannot be a whole society if we have a large section that's feeling undervalued.
We know through studies that have done, if we have diverse senior leadership, that businesses have better ideas and perform better.
It's really important that we have equal representation in science, because the people who are doing the science are the ones who decide which questions are important to ask, and it's really important that society has an even balance of the questions that are being asked.
There's a really strong connection between the health of our planet and the well-being of people who identify as women around the world. Females are the first to feel the impacts of climate change. 80% of people displaced by climate-related disasters are female, and especially young girls are often victims of modern slavery. So empowering women will only deliver great benefits to communities around the world.
The more role models that we can show that are diverse in different parts of the world, the more that people will feel empowered to break their own biases and bring their full potential to work.
There are challenges. Yourself can be one of them. So pushing past that inner critic and that voice of self-doubt is a big part, I think, of finding your authenticity.
My main obstacle has been having children. It naturally forced me to have a break from my career, and so when I went back, I was a few steps behind in the workplace. I think slowly that is changing, There are more and more men who will take paternity leave, and that's considered okay and acceptable in the workplace.
I clearly remember when my daughter was around 3 or 4, she wasn't happy that I was a working mum. And that's why I made it a point to find a way to talk to my daughter about different women and some mums' work, because it was important for me to come to work. And it was difficult. It was very, very difficult. I really think that for anyone, it's really important to know your why. That gives you the strength to take on these various challenges that you will face in your career. Challenges put by your own self or challenges put by society. But when you keep going back to knowing your why, then you can get through these challenges.
For women who are watching this, I really encourage you to find your purpose. Find that thing that really resonates with you and you're really passionate about, it is possible to be unapologetically ambitious in your career and fulfil your dreams.
My advice for a young female starting in science is to find inspiring women who you look up to and maybe find a mentor. I've found that really valuable throughout my career, having mentors, and they can be men or women, but just having someone who can point out to you your value and be your cheerleader on the side is really helpful.
The other thing I would advise is to nurture kindness towards yourself. So look after yourself and be kind.
I'm a CEO of Pukka Herbs today, but I don't think anyone plans to be a leader when they start off. They plan to bring their best selves to work every day. And the way you do that is to be your authentic true self, to know what makes you happy, to know your why. And when you do that, then you are able to make a real meaningful impact.
What advice would you have for your younger self?
Advice for my younger self, I would say be more confident about being true to yourself.
I would tell her to trust herself, know that she can be very authentic and work from a place of truth.
To my 20-year-old self, I would probably say empower yourself to become more confident, because I think that's been my major barrier all along the way.
It's important to remember that nobody is more capable than you.
It can be intimidating when you're a young woman if you're in a room full of more senior men, but it's important to realise the reason you're there, and I wish I could say that to my younger self.
You've come this far by being inspiring and being inspired. Continue to take that at every year of your life.